Oh yeah, man. You already know it's two of your favorite Geminis back in the building, man. Trav, what's happening?
Just cooling, folk. You already know how I do, man. I was finna say something in the mic, like, hey, dog, the little countdown over with, man. But I see you came on in, my nigga. What's good with you?
Oh man, everything's good, man. Everything's good. Barring the
Everything,
barring the
everything.
circumstances. Barring the circumstances.
What circumstances? Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
With this weather we got,
It
man. With
is
this,
cold than a listen. I know I was out of town last week and it was 80 here.
it
Now,
was nice. It was nice
yeah,
last weekend. Oh,
now, I was looking forward to coming back. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I went on and got my little bike kit wrap. You know what I'm saying? We ready to put this on, put the wrap on. And I'm like, man, it's 30 degrees and I ain't rapping nothing.
yeah, you can't do nothing with
Listen,
that.
I ain't rapping nothing. I'm not rapping anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, um it's different out here, man. But enough of me. We obviously online, man, to talk about a couple of different topics. And both of these, man, I feel like are very important topics to talk about within our community, right? Because these two topics, one of these topics are like something that all people want to know. Like everybody probably has asked this particular question to themselves. And then the other topic is something that we're going to have to address one way or the other to make sure that we stop what's currently happening. So anxious to get into it, man, and get into the rundown. You know what I mean? But without further ado, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Don Peoplez and Trav, DeadBolt ATL, man. We about to get into all the hip hop news, everything affecting our culture and all the fuckery around this galaxy. So y'all stay tuned. What we got going, man? We about to run it down. Trav, what you got, man? Throw that shit up on the screen, player.
I think we got this situation with your boy J.R. Smith, man, on this I Am Athlete podcast, man. Shout out to them guys, man. I don't know all them cats' name. I know Chad
Fred Taylor, Brandon Marshall, Fred Taylor. I say them twice. Like you said, Ocho Cinco. Yeah.
I know it's a couple of them, man, but let's see what your boy J.R. Smith had to say about black wealthy athletes and celebrities not giving back.
My biggest move right now is trying to change as many minds that look like us back into the Afrocentric mindset opposed to the Eurocentric mindset. Like everything we talking about right now, like he was just saying, after he jumps on that grenade, who's going to follow him? We're so trained and it's so embedded to have that Eurocentric mindset that worry about myself, worry about me, worry about mine, worry about mine. I'm not going to help nobody else who look like me build up when everybody else do it but us. When you made over $100 million in your career, right? Is 105 going to change? 110 going to change your lifestyle? Realistically. You know how many people you can change lifestyle with $10 million in our hood? In our communities? We were in the lockout. We were in the, not the lockout, but we were in the bubble. George Floyd happened.
That's right.
We stopped playing. We're in there. We're gonna ask the owners for it. We're gonna ask the owners for it. Stop asking them for. What are we asking them for? I went down the line. No bullshit. You can show. You can ask these dudes if not. I got Paul George sitting right here. I got DeMar DeRozan sitting right here. I got Russell Westbrook sitting right here. I'm literally sitting next to all of these dudes who are LA guys. I'm like, bro, I'm not counting your chips, but everybody else is. So you make 200, you make 200, you make 175, you make 150, you make 180. Why don't y'all have your own gym? Why we gotta go to UCLA to work out in LA every time? You got your own. Y'all all come from the exact same community.
All right, let me stop that right there, Donnie, because I do want to say something. Why should a person have their own gym? Like everybody don't want to have their own gym. Like why is this important to him? I mean, I'm lost. That's like saying, just because you have a certain amount of money, you should invest into this for yourself. That's pretty much what he just said. Why don't you have your own gym? He didn't say nothing about other people. He said, why don't you have your own gym?
Well, honestly, man, I think it's important to understand what he's saying, and I think if I, for instance, right, like we do podcasting, right, and we're in media. If I could afford to get my own studio, all my equipment, and make my own productions, I would do that. And what he was, I guess, asking them is like, okay, look, we work out and we need to work out every summer to stay in shape and to make sure that, we ready for the season. Why are we going to UCLA's gym and got to work around their schedule and preparation when you make this much money, you make that much money, and with all the money combined, we can have our own situation and also be providing recreation for the children in the community in the areas that we're working out in, because UCLA doesn't open up their gym to neighborhood children. So and that's what I'm saying. I think the
why are NBA players going to UCLA though? I mean, they can't go to the Lakers gym, nothing like that. Or
I mean, but like you said, all these gyms is controlled though, right? So yeah, like at the end of the day, all these gyms are owned by somebody. And what he's saying is that with the amount of money, why don't we have a gym? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my take on that part.
Let's get back to the video.
You want to inspire kids that look like you.
Fact.
All it takes is 5 of them.
I agree with him on
5.
that.
250, 250, 250, 250, 250. What bank gonna turn us down? We about to build this whole shit out for our community. We're gonna build gyms, rec centers, start leagues, and all of that. Who's gonna stop us? We got the money. We don't have the mindset.
Stop
our
right
mindset.
there.
We'd rather go throw $60,000.
I think that's the main thing that I think a lot of us need to focus on. What he's saying, the mindset. Because I think what you pointed out is, well, why is it important for an athlete to have a gym, or for a basketball player to have a gym? It's the mindset. Like he was saying, like this Eurocentric culture, right? Like when he said, like, this is the mindset he wants to break, the me mindset. That it's all about me and mine. Like you said, at the end of the day, a me and my attitude is, why do I got to do all this? But a us attitude is, I have it to do. I want to do it for us, for all of us. Continue.
In the club, in the strip club, go throw $60,000, then go feed 2,500 people in the hood. Think about it. I've done it. I can't sit here and be like, oh man, I'm a hypocrite. I've done this myself. I've thrown money in the club, literally, blindlessly, aimlessly, drunk, at a ball. And now I sit back like I'm a stupid ass.
Isn't throwing 60,000 in the club to strippers feeding people in the hood? Aren't you helping families? It might not be 2,500 people, but it's a few people.
I have to disagree with that. I think because strippers treat their money like drug money. Because I think any money that comes with no integrity behind it is considered fast money. Like when you work for it a certain type of way, and my father used to tell me this, and a couple of the old heads back in the day, when you work for your money a certain type of way, you spend it a certain type of way. And when you get it a certain type of way, you spend it a certain type of way. Meaning,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm getting it fast and I know I can get an athlete to come in here and throw 60 tonight, 20 tonight, 10 this night, 15 this night, I don't value the money. So no, this money ain't going to it might go to my kids to buy them designer clothes and shoes and toys and take trips and to do my BBLs and all that shit. But this ain't going to the community. You know what I'm saying? This ain't going to the people that actually need it. See, that's the thing. Like a stripper, in some cases, 10% of the strippers, maybe 20 of them, 20% actually need it, like a Brenda got a baby situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they really just like messed up. Like they're really in a situation of, if I don't make $200 tonight, I'm gonna be homeless. Like, but a lot of these strippers, they throwing their monies on, they throwing them on the top dancers in these clubs. So they used to this rotation of big money coming in, especially in Atlanta, especially in Miami, especially in New York, especially in LA, you know, where all in Chicago, where all these athletes are at. That you know, all these places that have a nightlife, Houston, you know. So I think we got to keep that in mind too and put that in perspective. You know, where is this money actually going? Yeah, you feeding another individual with less money than you, right? But what is she actually doing with the money? Because she gets to, you know, she's used to you. Like today it was the Cavaliers. Shit, tomorrow coming in town is the Charlotte Hornets. You know, I mean, that's just what it is. Like, you know, so especially places like Atlanta, right? Who got a Magic City, who got an Onyx and Strokers and all these legendary spots, right? You know, athletes, especially the young athletes, because remember, the old heads ain't really, you know, going back through the strip clubs and stuff like that. You got a couple of them, like the Jamal Crawfords and the Lou Williams of the world, but majority of the old heads, they on retirement now, like J.R. Smith. They trying to motivate and do other things. But the young boys that just came into the league, that's getting them checks, they still going that through these strip clubs when they coming in town. And you already know they hitting up Magic City and all these spots. So the girls that they're going to are the headline girls, because the headline girls to them, they're not tripping about spending the bread like me and you would.
Let me ask you this though. Well, let me say this. You're not going to get that same satisfaction or that same temporary high from spending the 60,000 in the strip club versus helping out the community. It ain't the same thing. I mean, it's a feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment, obviously, if you're helping people, you know, in your community. But that hour that you in the strip club tipping them strippers, well, you ain't finna find that nowhere else.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to what he said, though, right? Doesn't that go back to what he said about changing the mindset first? So if you flip your mindset, so think about it.
A mindset. But hold on, though. But you also have to understand that the strip club is fun and exciting. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like saying change your mindset to something that everybody might not find exciting.
Okay, so why can't
that's
you
almost like saying,
okay,
study the Bible, join Christianity for whatever reason. You need to change your mindset to that versus what you want right now. That's how I'm taking that.
Right. So okay. So my thing is, and okay, that's a good point. But my thing is, how I look at it is this: why not take 50 and put it in the hood, and then 10 to the strip club? As brothers who then went to the strip club, we know how far 10,000 could go. I've been in sessions where 10,000 has been thrown, right, and and felt like it was $1 million, and I know you felt the same way. So why not have that mindset? Why not put a little bit in the baggie, a little bit in the purse? Why does the whole 60 got to go to the strip club? I mean, like how he said, he said, right? Look at the remorse he had in his eyes, though, Trav. Like, look how he feels now as a former athlete. Look, he used to be a Cavalier, right? I know the last contract this man got. It was 3 years, $48 million. You don't think this man feels, or 4 years, $48 million. But do you feel, you don't think this man looks remorseful, regretful? Like Definitely. He said, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the afterthought, because it's the mindset. Like you said, when you in the mix and in the matrix of it, I want to have that fun and that temporary high. But look how many times he probably spent over 10 bands in the strip club. You think it was just one time? You think it was just one time? You think that man tripping on one time about going to the strip club, bro?
Look, he's sitting back thinking about all the money he done blew and like, man, I could have helped my people out.
Exactly, because he's hearing it now. So let's go ahead and continue, though. Let's go ahead and continue.
I could have fed my whole community 10 times over with the money I was just rate on a bus.
Right.
Because I'm so wrapped into me. I got that Eurocentric mindset. I need this designer jacket. I need these jeans. I need this book bag. I need to be looking like this because the vet's got this. I'm pushing this car. I'm doing. Why? Who am I impressing? I'm not even fulfilled with me.
When did that click for you?
Now,
Hey, go ahead, folks. Go ahead.
so do you hear what my man is saying, man?
I do.
Again, Eurocentric mindset. I need this designer. Because think about it, man. Let's just keep it all the way a beam. If niggas had a bag like them, right, where money is really not an issue while you're making it, right? It's like working the job where you're making good money while you're working the job, right? And in retirement, obviously the money slows down because you're on a fixed income with retirement. But while you're working the job, you know what I'm saying? You making the bread so you could do this and make and spend this and all like that. But now, like after the bucks slow down, you like, you know, it's like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, really, what did I do? It was all about me, you know, keeping up with this, riding this. And think about it. If a nigga like us or any of us, man, because we all come from the bottom, right? The bottom meaning mindset state. Like even the nigga that live in the middle class suburb has a broken mind state being a man of color in America. You know what I'm saying? So you always feel like unless you had all the big whips, and even if you was a kid that had like the cars and everything coming up through school, but you ain't had the Ferraris, you ain't had no Bentleys. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had none of that type of stuff. So, you know, I personally think, you know, this situation that's really what he means by that.
It clicked for me probably the year after we won the chip. The year after we won the chip,
Yeah,
I felt like I had everything, and I still wasn't whole with me because I knew it was something missing. And I couldn't, and for a long time, I went through bad depression with it because I couldn't figure out what it was. Like I've always had this mission because my parents instilled in me to help my community, help my people, help people around me, help people who look like me. It was always about the kids when I was growing up with my pops. It was always about the kids, and I always wanted to do something like that, but I couldn't. I was tired of putting my name on it and not being on the forefront of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tired of being able to. I'm tired of being the person to talk about it and not being the person walking it. Because I can't tell you to help out with this and this and that if I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I felt I'm putting people, young brothers who look like me, in a worse situation.
Because they looking up to you.
They look up to me. So when they think, oh, this is cool, this is what they saying he did this and that, he did this, he threw soup on the coach or whatever, they think that is cool. Look at what we glorify. Strip club, getting high, setting people up, killing people. Like, look at what we glorify. And they put millions and millions of dollars into this. Record labels put billions of dollars into this.
Hey, I think we talked about this the other day, man. Well, we were talking about how record labels, they push the narrative on all the negative shit, man. It's crazy how back in the day, it seemed like rock and roll music was the violent, devil worshiping music, and now the tables have turned. Now it's hip hop. Now it's our music.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a valid point right there, man. And he's coming from the inside, coming back out. Like you got to think, man. Everything that we're in and what we're involved in is like the Matrix. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's giving you like coming from the outside, back out. Like, damn, okay, I'm not an athlete anymore. I'm not getting these checks like I was from the NBA. So now, I'm looking at it like all the money I done wasted, all the money I done spent, and also the influence. What do we know J.R. Smith for? Throwing soup on the coach, always, getting high, getting in trouble, all the negative things that are portrayed. And that's what they throw out in the media. And that's what the kids want to mimic. This is what they want to do. They say, oh, I want to be like JR. I want to be able to throw soup on a nigga. So I really think also he's talking about like the influence, like the influence that the you know what I'm saying, like the kids have, or whatever the case may be, they have over the kids. You know what I mean?
Sell. And we still get raped off of entertainment.
Right. So this is the why behind your movement right now.
100%.
So it's strategic.
Very. Like for me, I look at Mike. He got his own golf course. I mean, I've never played it, but a lot of, like, from what I hear about it, it's very us over there. When you listen to the
J.R.
stories
Smith plays
about
golf
him
now.
going to certain
Yeah, he do play golf.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he play golf.
And white men used to be like, can't play here. This is Michael Jordan. It ain't about that no more. It ain't about the fame. It ain't about how much money you got. It's what you're doing for your people and what it is. Because they got golf clubs, country clubs, banks, everything for them. And they let you know it's not for you. We didn't build this for you. Rolex, Timberland, all Gucci, Louis, all these that we wear, they tell me we didn't make this for you.
Right.
And we still spend the most collectively on all of that.
Why do you think that is, Donnie?
Isn't that like an oxymoron, though? It's like everything that we support doesn't either like us or contributes to our demise as a people. Like, think about it. Like, we support this new form of hip hop, right? Because, like we said, we've talked about where hip hop originated from and what's going on today. We can't say that this is at its truest form hip hop, but that's for another issue. What he's saying is
a higher infinite power helping our people.
Yeah. It's like it's just like everything.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping our people.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess financially it is, but as far as moving the culture,
but look
forward,
what our people spend it on, though.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, cause this is what he's exposing. What he's exposing is what people are spending their money on. It's not the fact that, oh, you're a gangster rapper and you're making millions of dollars off lyrical genocide on your people. It's the fact that you're taking the money and not bringing it back and trying to build up your people that you're destroying. Because I think J.R. Smith, if he really could, he would tell you that. See, like, and one thing about these entertainers, bro, they're never going to go all the way in and tell you. Because I think if he could go all the way in and tell you, he would tell you that the NBA is a brotherhood. You know, he would go into, that you have to be on a certain type of time to kind of even be in the NBA. It's a select few. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're able to blackball and control the narrative so much. So with the NFL and every other sport. And so you can't never get into that. So a nigga ain't gonna get on camera and really expose his hand for real. But he really just letting you know he feels bad. So like that's how he looks. Like he looks like he looks like he feels bad for contributing to the dysfunction of our people.
So Donnie, why do you think that wealthy black athletes, because all athletes ain't wealthy and all celebrities ain't wealthy, why do you think that wealthy black athletes and celebrities, don't give back to the hood, man? Don't contribute to their community. Don't build up where they from. There's always an exception, because we do got people here in Atlanta that, they buy real estate and try to make shit better, you know what I'm saying, for their communities. The perfect example is T.I. Whether they doing it for money, for profit, or whatever, they do it. You know what I'm saying? So you have that exception, but the majority, shit, man, they turn the other cheek. Why you think that is, Donnie?
I really feel that it's a control issue. Like I think that ultimately, who do they get their checks from? Their checks come from the corporations. Who pays NBA salaries? The television. Who pays everything that you see on TV? It's the television. So at the end of the day, that's what's paying, all these athletes and stuff to do what they do. So they got to follow the script. So these people can't build up their communities and stuff and do that, because everything you got to follow the money. Because if you build up the hoods, give everybody jobs, plant apple trees and fruit trees on every corner, put a running well system in every community and do all this stuff, you start taking away from their bottom line, which is the prisons and you know what I'm saying, and everything else, right? So you can't have these things in the community. So we do have enough black people currently, right? Like we have enough black people currently making enough money from $1 million all the way up to $1 billion to where there should be a Wakanda in one city. It doesn't have to be all everywhere, man. You could start with one. Like you could, one. It should be one city where, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole city that's built up with properties, its own economy, because all you got to do is have, all these brothers and sisters who own telecommunication centers. Kanye is talking about bringing manufacturing with his tennis shoe brand. Why can't it start with him bringing him getting, it can be in Wyoming where he's at, where he has property at, and him having that factory, right? Where, so that will be one manufacturing. Then get a brother who does telecommunications, so you can get people who work over the phone and all that stuff built. You can have that type of thing going on. Then you can have somebody who does construction. Brothers from all sectors can come and put their offices there, put a piece of their office at this central location, and that would be the economy right there, right?
Hey, dog, it's kind of like you're saying, build a space for us only. We don't want nobody else allowed. Nobody of any other race or nationality or culture. You're not allowed within this space, within this city. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you could pass through, you could shop, like, say, for instance, right? Say Slutty Vegan was like, okay, we're going to open up a store there. If a person wants to pass through and get a Slutty Vegan sandwich, they can. But this is our community. Like, it has black-owned businesses that are hiring our people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally hiring our people in all different sectors. Like, look at all the real estate investors, man. And like he said, you can also have the banks help you, because look at all the collateral that you're bringing to the table. Look at all the collateral that comes to the table. Like,
how would you put that together? What would you do to put that together?
I mean, I would go honestly, if I was J.R. Smith, right? Because obviously he feels like, he let his people down. That's just the sum of it, right? So if I'm J.R. Smith, I'm reaching out to every athlete, every person of influence, entertainer, and I'm asking for a certain contribution. You know what I'm saying? I can Google their net worth, and I can ask for a certain contribution based on their net worth. LeBron James will be more than the 9th or 10th player on your bench in the NBA, but I would ask a certain contribution based on your net worth. I would design a plan letting him know, like I just gave you the plan for real, that we're going to bring Yeezy manufacturing, different manufacturing companies to this area. So that's going to provide infrastructure. We're also got other companies on board. Like I would reach out to all different companies, like black people who own a dentist shop, anything, anywhere, because an economy is people who have jobs to offer. So all I got to do is get a certain amount of companies committed to this area, right? So that will provide the infrastructure for that area. So once we get that together, then I'm going to, obviously all the athletes, I'm hitting them with, this is what we need from all of y'all. Everybody ain't going to be with it. That's cool. But if you could say it's like 10,000 athletes total in America, like all different athletes, right? At least 1,000 of them would be on something like that, like 10,000 black athletes, and other people of color, whatever, because it doesn't have to be totally African American, but they should be able to build up a mega community, man, with the money that's available. The question is, why haven't they? And that's the $1 million question. And I believe it's because their money is controlled. Go be like Oprah and go build a school in Africa, but you can't build a school here.
I mean, a few people build schools in Africa.
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's the land that's controlled. Maybe not the money.
Yeah, I mean the land.
Obviously, we know the land is controlled. So no matter how much money you have, if the person doesn't want you to have that land, the government, whoever owns the land, they don't want you to have it for whatever reason, you're not gonna get it.
That's true. That's true.
So, I don't know how things. I'm sure things probably work the same way over in Africa.
Well, you gotta
we don't know
think
who
about
Lil John bought that land from to build that school.
Bill Gates is now one of the biggest farm land owners in all of the United States. You know what I'm saying? So for him to acquire all this farmland, it comes from money, but more so it comes from influence, right? So why can't we buy, like, how many acres is Stone Mountain? How many acres is like a small city, like the smallest city? It doesn't have to be, it can be the equivalent of 5,000 people, 10,000 people. Like, there's land for sale where somebody can do that. You know what I'm saying? Because or let's say it like this then, right? If they don't want you to have it, then who are they? And we need to out they. You dig what I'm saying?
I mean, how do we out they though?
You dig what I'm saying?
They might be the majority.
So if it's they, or if it's racism that's stopping you from getting land to help your people, then why not out these people? Like the major media, like Fox, like, think about it though. Can I just ask you a question? And this is gonna let me know I'm living in reality. Could LeBron James, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, let's say Lil Baby, Durk, Lil Wayne, Will Smith, could they all go on their social media, right? Put phones right in front of like what's going on, and Kanye West too. Throw Kanye in there. Now, how much money you think that is? Just a ballpark figure.
A lot. That's all I'm saying. I could just say a lot, bro.
That's a lot of money and a lot of resources, right?
Man. Facts.
Like a lot of resources. You want to put Meek Mill in there too, because he cool with Kraft and the other dudes. So throw Meek in there. So that's over probably about $10 billion, right? Of net worth with everybody we just named, right?
Could be.
So and so $10 billion of net worth should be able to get you how much in credit? Because I can tell you how much I can get in credit, what I can make. So I'm just wondering, like, because you're a numbers guy. So I'm wondering how much credit or backing that could get you.
I don't know.
If that was 10 million, you could probably get 50 billion in backing, right?
Yeah.
If you went,
I don't know. So what does the credit have to do with?
Well, what I'm getting to is that these people all together, and I didn't put Diddy in there. I didn't put all these other rich people that we don't know that are black in there, right? I didn't do none of that. None of these internet. I didn't put none of these other people in there. So I really named about like 12 people. But if we expanded that list, let's say to 40 people, you telling me that these 40 people could not change the black man's plight as far as offering opportunity, land, and jobs? If it wasn't some wall,
it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Fact.
So my thing is, if there is the they, right? Why can't all those people that we just named sit their phones out in front of them, right? Like unbeknownst, right? Like unbeknownst. Sit their phones out in front of them, man, and just broadcast to the world, because social media is supposed to, it's not controlled, right? Allegedly. If you're not, as long as you ain't trying to go on there and start a war, they can go on there and say, hey, you guys have been lied to forever, and we're going to come together and we're going to build us our own community, and we need your help. They might try to demonize us and call us crazy and all type of stuff, but we're about to fight the system. You don't think that they would galvanize like all the people and couldn't really do it? It's a reason why they couldn't do it, man. Why they can't do it. And
what's the reason?
The reason is, and this is just real, man. It's the boule, bro. I hate to say it, but you know, and that's, you know, like I tell people, W.E. Du Bois, right? The Boule. They are the top 10%, and the top 10% are put in place to control the bottom 90. And that's really what it is, because you can't tell me why people, like you said, we can sit here and debate all day why this person won't do it, why that person won't do it. J.R. Smith just came out and told you that he made a major mistake. He went and asked other dudes, but the one thing he said was he never got to the reason what they said to him back. He just posed the question, and then he moved on to something else. What was the reply back? What did Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and DeMar DeRozan, what did they say to you back when you asked them that?
All right, we got a comment, man. Somebody said the who. You might want to explain the Boule. Just a quick, you know, explanation, right quick, like if you could, like right quick, like to the people, Donnie.
Well, I mean, the Boule, like, listen, man, you do your own research. I'm not about to go through a whole historical fact, but the Boule was the first black or person of color, right? Established, you could say, fraternity before the alphas, before the Qs, before all that, right? But this fraternity that was established by W.E. Du Bois was put in place. It's like the top 10%. The top 10% of all African American and people of influence are put in place to control the people at the bottom, the 90%. Because like when you look at the structure of it, it's kind of structured like a job. Life is like structured like a job. For anybody who worked a job, I know some of our viewers, they've been hustling their whole life. You might not know what a job structure is, but if you've been in a job structure, you already know the pyramid.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's structured the same type of way, because it's certain questions I ask myself about corporate, right? Being in a corporate situation, and you scratch your head and you wonder why these questions can't be answered. Because I'm an articulate dude. You know, we can pull out books. I say, if you want to know a dude, ask him to pull out his library. You know what I'm saying? Just randomly pull out your library. Like, what are you reading? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are you digesting in your head? So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I feel like he can't go in and tell you like the whole nit and cranny. But if you read between the lines, he's kind of telling you like, man, why? We need to start asking these questions. This is a valid question. Why are these celebrities not helping build back the hood? Period. Like, why? Like, why am I not going through Bankhead and it's not Beverly Hills?
I mean, nah, you know that might not happen, man.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's not going to happen.
For one, if you turn Bankhead into Beverly Hills, where are you going to put the people? That's already on Bankhead.
Huh?
In these poor communities.
Well, that's
where
what I'm
going
saying.
To put the people. That's because that's gentrification.
Poor communities are only poor because of opportunities. So if these people do not have opportunity, right? So this is where the infrastructure comes in.
Let me tell you something, Don Peoplez.
Go ahead.
I don't really agree with you on that. I believe that they definitely have the opportunity. They just don't take advantage of it.
I don't agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's like I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I moved here to take advantage of shit that people here take for granted, bro. There's no reason you should be poor. Like, why? Because all the shit you can reach out and touch, I didn't have that back where I'm from. That's not where I'm from. Like, so what the hell going on?
But you got to consider yourself poor if you're not making over a certain amount. Like, if you're not making the standard of poor, right? Poverty is if you're making under 75,000. If you qualify for a stimulus check, like you could have been making 68,000. That you're technically poor. You're technically in poverty. If you're doing something to where you're not controlling your own situation, you're technically in poverty. Like you know what I'm saying? So
based on whose standards though?
Based on the standards of the world. Like based on the standards of the world. because like based on the standards of the world, like if we're going to be analytical about it, right? Like if we're going to be analytical, if you're not making over a certain amount or if you're receiving stimulus checks, they're giving you stimulus checks because you are not above the poverty line. That's just basically what it is. So they feel like you need some type of assistance. That's why people who made a certain type of money, they don't get stimulus. Also, when you make a certain type of money, you always owe in taxes. Like it's just that's the game. That's the nature of the game. It's really about making just enough, I feel.
Okay, so
you got to be comfortable about what you
said 75,000, right?
Yeah, I would say 75. I would say 75,000. Based on what they said.
So statistics show that the poverty guideline is, well, the line is 44,000 a year. If you make $44,000 a year, anything less than that, then you're poor, and that's for a household of 8 people.
These people are not counting. I'm gonna tell you something.
This
is what these people are not counting, though. See, I'm gonna give you the stats from the statistician of a dude that's on the ground. So if you got a situation to where you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, you have to ask a person who makes a certain amount of money, like, damn, okay, how much are you able to save? Because I can ask a person like, okay, you make 40,000 a year. How much are you able to save out of that? Based on their living and what their current situation is, they might say, okay, boom, I could save X amount per check. Another person might come to you and be like, okay, boom, I make 100,000 a year. All right, how much are you able to save out of what you make? And that person might be able to say, okay, I might be able to, save $2,000, $1,000 per check. It's really all about how much you can save, not how much you dishing out. Like it's like debt to income ratio. You know what I'm saying?
So, but no, that's kind of like saying it's about your disposable income. It's how much disposable income do you have?
Facts.
So if you don't have no disposable income, you're poor.
You're poor. Like think about it. Like to be honest with you, if a person is living in $1 million house, driving a Bentley, got all this stuff, got designer, everything that he do. And at the end of the month, before he get his check or the end of the 2 weeks or however he getting his money, he broke and he can't put no bread up. Then you just a rich broke nigga. It's really all about how much you can save. Disposable income. So a person, put it like this: a person making 40,000.
You see that? For one person, look, this is the guy. Like this is the line. One person, 12,000. If you're below 12,000, you're poor. Family of 8, 44,000. You're poor. So obviously there are people, there are families of 8 that are living a happy life off of $44,000 a year, dog.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, they say that they're living a happy life, but see, a lot of them have to rob Peter and pay Paul.
It doesn't matter though, because what you're doing is you're comparing what you have to what they have. And
but that's why. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. But it depends. If you're making 44,000, say you make $42,000 a year, but you live in a situation to where, say, it's 2 different type of situations. You could be the one with the roommate, right? And you busting everything down or whatever on something that say like $1,000 or whatever the case may be. So you only got $500 in bills. $500 in bills. You don't really have a car. Say you got $1,000 total in bills. Then you cool. You a rich po nigga because you got more disposable income than the nigga who got 75, maybe 80,000.
So you're saying you good.
So it really depends on how you want to live.
So you got $1,000 worth of bills, you by yourself. But you only make, let's say you make $15,000 a year. You good?
Man, come on, let's talk real. 15,000.
Come on.
No.
You know
come on, man. Let's talk.
So
real.
You're saying if you have so hold on. You're saying if you have $1,000 worth of bills every month, that's what you kick out on your bills.
Okay, let's say a person
for an income of 40 grand a year. You're doing good.
That's what I'm saying. So you are rich. You are considered a rich poor nigga. because you're underneath the poverty line, but you're in a living situation or a situation that you're not shelling out a whole lot of money. But you could be, say you're the nigga that's making 90 grand a year, but you got a mortgage that's 1,500. You got you a nice car, you know what I'm saying? With insurance, you might be paying close to a band. You like to travel, take family to Disney World, do all that type of stuff. And you also got, you know, just other bills and stuff because you accumulate other bills. You got from Netflix to fucking Planet Fitness. You know why? Because fucking you feel like you got the money. So at the end of the month for you, you might have $4,000 in bills. Now, you know, 4,500. Now you're the broke middle class guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just about all disposable income, man. Like how much disposable income a nigga got. So I think back to the original question though, right? Or the original what we was saying. People are only as good as their opportunities, man. And one thing I could say about the world is you're only as good your net worth. Your network is your net worth. Like if you don't know people in the right industry, you will be at the bottom of that industry. It doesn't matter how good you is. You'll just be a high price mule. You know, you'll still be a mule within a company, within an organization, whatever. It's just all about who you know and who you can brush shoulders with. And I think a lot of poor people and people that come from those situations, because look how many traps are set in front of you, right? Because we also got to think, and we're going to get into this in our next segment, right? We're going to get into this in our next segment, so I don't want to spoil it, right? But you also got to think, we also have theme music and all other type of visuals that push us to our own self-destruction. Like you said, it's still a choice. The Most High gave us all a choice. We have a choice, right? You can go right, you can go left, and you can go straight, like Nori say, right? But at the end of the day, there are forces that are still making this way look glamorous. And like I said, we're going to get into that going forward.
What you talking about? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you, dog.
What you talking about?
What do you mean what I'm talking about, bro?
What are we going to get into moving forward?
Ain't we getting into Lil Durk and what's going on with the next topic, dog?
Oh, you think they got something to do with what you were just talking about?
No, I'm saying like I was going to tie some stuff in. Like you got to pay attention.
I am paying attention. I'm looking right at you. I'm
okay,
like,
looking,
what is
but
he
you ain't
talking
paying
about?
attention. It's okay, but you ain't got to say it. Are we still live, motherfucker?
Yeah, we still live. People are watching us right now.
All right, well,
You know
yeah,
what
take
I'm
me off the
saying?
main camera, nigga.
Why?
You on some other shit, bro.
I ain't on no other shit, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm on some other shit. Now you on some other shit. Talking about I'm on some other shit. What we got going on next, Donnie, with this Lil Durk and Wallo situation?
Pull up the clip.
Give me 1 second, dog.
And I'm gonna say some shit that, like, this is documented. You know, I got a TED talk. He my brother's killer, and I'm saying it to say this: nigga that killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms in that fucking house that we grew up in. Nigga shot my brother. He ran to the house. He died in Nanny Harms when she opened the door. So I'm telling you, this some real shit, man. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to get y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let that shit go. And when I let that shit go, nigga, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was harder than a motherfucker, man. And I'm talking about this is my big brother, nigga. I shared the cell with him. I shared the bed with him when we was fucking kids. This little Steve. But I can tell you one thing. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mama and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Sure.
Because I forgave my brother killer, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young niggas in here. And I mean that shit. I love you niggas, man. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope y'all make it the fuck out, man.
Man, he like
straight up, man.
It's so crazy. Yeah, this motherfucker really dropping tears for this shit. Like, shit for real. Like,
I love being around the young niggas because, like, you don't understand. Y'all niggas got so much life, and And y'all probably don't understand because y'all young, but this system and the way this structure is so scared of y'all because they saying if these niggas ever turn that light cut on in their head, we in trouble because they the most fearless motherfuckers that ever walked the planet Earth. These young black brothers in the ghetto don't fear nothing. So when you switch that shit and you doing energy transfer, oh, it's over. Y'all nigga ever wake up, it's over, man. Watch. I'm telling you, niggas gonna wake up. It's gonna happen.
And see, for Wallo, right? He always talked to me and he like, cuz you just don't understand how many young niggas I used to see come through that motherfucking jail, man. Young niggas who was just full of life. Just now them niggas in there facing that motherfucking homicide. And now them niggas they be done. Them niggas just all of life done left them niggas. Them niggas come from that courtroom. Them niggas done got that 111 years. Them niggas be done, cuz. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we base our whole platform around the young niggas. We don't give a fuck. You know, if we get an old nigga, it's because he a legend and he got game to give, which has got his attention, motivation, and education. But our platform is the only platform that's based around the young niggas. The young niggas that could really give out game. You feel what I'm saying? So I know his passion when he talking about it because, you know, my cousin Big Steve died when he was in prison. You feel what I'm saying? So
that's why I wanted to push that issue when y'all was like, let's do the interview. Last year, I'm like, nah, we're gonna wait.
Yeah.
Cause it's like I know the moment right here would be like the perfect time for like all of us, like
love it.
Guys with me to get exposure. For us to speak our piece with what been going on in the world is like we waited for that moment, like just that moment. So it's like we could give it to you. That's what I'm saying. And how you drop a tears talking about this shit for real. It's like I knew that environment was just gonna bring the shit out of both of us. You know
yeah, absolutely, man. And to all the young niggas out there that's winning, man, don't win to lose, man. Don't finally make it to fuck that shit up, man.
Once you make it, you got a big responsibility for it.
Man.
You know, like you gonna open a lot of lives up, man. Like you give motherfuckers hope when you make it. That's just like when you in the city. That's why certain cities thrive so much. When you see like Atlanta, what makes it thrive is that when these young niggas seeing all these machines moving around, people shining, it motivates them to say, man, we got to turn it up. If you from 17th Street, we from 30th Street, motherfucker, like, you see them niggas on 17th Street? Yo, we got to push. What's the name? And when you got a nigga in the hood that's doing sports, he doing music, whatever he doing, y'all got to put the house on him and put the protection on him.
Right.
But put the house on him, nigga. I don't give a fuck. If my cousin rapping and I got a watch on, I got a jewelry, I got money in my pocket. No, I got to look naked here, cuz. Put this shit on, man. That's you, nigga. Shine, nigga. Go ahead and shine. Because he the one that got the talent. And stop competing with your fucking homies, man. Niggas want to, man, if your homie rap, he the hottest nigga. Stop competing with your homies.
Donnie.
Yo.
All right, man. The question is, will this emotional talk from Wallo, man, to Lil Durk and obviously his homies in the back on camera? I'm sure millions of people have watched this. If not millions of people, well, yeah, this shit got 2 million. This shit got 2 million views. Will this help stop the violence that plagues our communities? What you think?
I mean, I don't think, man, it's one dude who can stop it. And first off, have you listened to Durk's 7220 album?
It came out.
A lot of it came out, dropped this week. Definitely a solid project, but a lot of violence, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Durk, what got Durk lit? You feel me? The reason why Durk can have $1 million of that money on that table, which is blood money. Like, let's get it real. It's blood money. You know, it's a lot of blood behind that.
What you think was the point of that, though? He trying to stand, and I'm
surprised
he got so many.
That's why I said we got to break this down. There's so many elements to that. So that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about this one because it's so many different elements, right? Like I really want to dissect this because that's a question in itself. But you know, the reason why he can do that is because of what the music that he's putting out. Like, look at Durk's catalog. When Durk stepped up his catalog, right? And if we, you know, we listened to the whole interview. So Durk talked about like when he was, you know, didn't have bread and they used to have to put money together and stunt and just fake it till they make it type thing. But once he got into his bag is when he really got into his drill, you know, and this is what allows him to be able to do what he's doing. Because he can make the money based off the death of other black men. So that's I think Wallo's coming from a real place of, he did 20 years. That's solid. I mean, to come home and not be, I don't know, like, so that's solid. But when you think about Gilly, he comes from the other half of the game, right? He's been in the industry for a while, major figures, and so he's went through like all kind of like the rituals, all the type of stuff that we talk about. So when he was consoling him, it really wasn't like a console. It was like, yo, man, just, I know you want to, but this is what gets us paid. This is what fuels our industry, which is entertainment. This is what, it's a story in itself. It's like ESPN. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about it, like, what's sports without sports news? It's an entity in itself. So this is what $1 million worth of game. This is why they there, and everything's feeding each other. So, but you could tell Wallo was coming from a real genuine place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, these dudes is taking each other out at a crazy rate, like a real crazy rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are, man. It's pretty bad out here, man.
Like,
what needs to be done, man? What do you think needs to be done?
Look, can you see? Let me ask you a question. Back in the day, we had motherfuckers coming together making songs called Self-Destruction. You know what I'm saying? Where the top rappers would get together and really, try to unify. You feel me? Stop the violence type thing, right? Can you imagine Lil Durk, the baby, Lil Baby, NBA Youngboy, and a few others I can't name, Kodak Black, all coming together making something, because they're musicians, man. It's just we're in a culture now where the kids and the youth follow the musicians. So, but this is what they're supposed to do. Like, they're supposed to come together. You remember when Martin Luther King got shot? Who was the first person they rolled out there? James Brown. You feel me? So music quells. So it would take all them dudes to come together and be like, you know what? We're gonna remove, but how do you remove what the culture is? Like, this is a culture that's already been built. Like, how do you, like, if you remove all these things that we need to stop talking about, right? The degradation of women, the killing, the drilling, and all that stuff, right? The selling of the dope, all that stuff. Then what are some of these rappers going to talk about? Like, then what would rap be? Like, I don't even think you can stop it. And then let me ask you this. If they did take that type of rap away, it would just go underground. It would be like underground parties. People would just have underground parties where they can listen to it at. It just wouldn't be mainstream like that no more. But people would still go towards it. Like, this whole generation has been poisoned with that seed, bro, including us. So I don't think it could ever just stop. Like, to be honest, like it'll just go underground. You don't think that? Let me ask you that question. Do you think that if they said like how New York, right? When we talked about it before, New York was trying to ban drill rap and all that. Let's just say all the states and the music states say, all right, man, we banning drill rap from mainstream, gangster rap from mainstream, right? Do you think it would just go underground, or do you think it would just cease to exist?
Yeah, I think people will listen to it illegally. Yeah.
They'll just go underground, right?
Yeah, you'll have spots where you can go to that you can listen to it.
Yep.
Obviously,
and then with all these headphone parties now, right?
They can track. Yeah, silent parties. Actually, that'll probably be what people do. But then what do you do when you get a silent party and you got a couple undercovers in that motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Ain't that like the after hour spot? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the kind of difference of it? Like, in a sense, things that we can't do. Let's just say this, Trav. Things that we can't do, from selling liquor after hour. We had an after hour connect back in the day, right? When you wanted to get bootleg.
No.
From after hour clubs, those are not legal. And you would have, just like how they have now, a cop on the inside. Like, you paid, because think about it, you would have like some of the big wigs doing it at first. Like, because it would be big money. Like think about it. Like, if they just wiped all violent rap off the streets and made it illegal, that would be $1 billion underground market. That would be more than drugs, bro. For some people, like I think maybe I can go with not listening to a certain type of rap. But could some of these kids, could I see, put like this, could they have done that to me back when I was a kid, when I was listening to Tupac?
I believe they could have for a minute. Yeah, they
I
could have
would have
taken.
went for it though. I would have went for it though.
But they could have taken away
would've-
Tupac and NWA, all that kind of music. They could have taken that shit away from you.
Right.
You would have
And
been
I would have
upset.
went and looked. I would have went and looked for it though. Like I would have went extra hard. Now as an adult, I'm not going to try to get in trouble. Like if they said, look, if we catch you listening to it, you're going to get a fine or woo. I ain't even trying to get no smoke as an adult, but as a kid, I'm like, what? You taking YB away from me? Oh, nah. So as soon as I hear there's a YB silent party, I'm going.
You're going. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't think you can. So to get back to your question or what you asked me, I don't think you can never stop it, bro. That's the problem. You can't stop it now. Like you can't stop it now. Like how are blacks supposed to handle conflict?
The way we've been handling conflict, probably with violence, nigga.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, for real. But yeah, I agree with you, man. It'll be hard to go without something that we're so used to now. That's something that
For a long time.
we love. You know what I'm saying?
Long time. Like we was listening to this shit in the 90s, and it's now 2022. So just take the 90s out. Let's say this 22 years of this shit heavy.
But was it so bad? It wasn't as bad in the 90s though, or was it?
Yeah, man, we had some shit. Like let's not bro. We had Brother Lynch Hung.
I only like Brother Lynch Hung only had one song that I like, and that
Don't
was
hate on my nigga.
That was the song
Don't
on
hate
the
on
About
my
It
nigga.
soundtrack. That was the only.
See, I know. See,
song.
well, you just not a Brother Lynch
You know
Hung
what I'm
fan,
saying?
then, man. Like
Yeah, he
that,
cool.
I
you
challenge you to listen to his catalog.
I don't want to because I already know what he's going to be talking about.
Yeah. Let's not
I
talk
don't
about
wanna
it.
hear that.
We fuck around and not get this monetized.
But
we are monetized now. So
versus a Brother Lynch Hung album, I like to watch horror movies, which is the same thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but we had, like you said, we had artists like him. We had shit.
So
we had Akinelli. We had Akinelli. Put it in your mouth.
That was fun. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It's fun for you.
But we see what he went on to create, which is King of Diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I want to ask somebody, whoever's watching, right? Like, or put in the comment, like, was it Put It in Your Mouth by Akinelli fun to you? How did you take that when you first heard that? Women only. I know what the men are going to say. I want to know what a woman would feel like when she heard that for the first time. Yeah. That nigga said, put it in your mouth.
In your mother
effing mouth. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, so it's definitely a different type of time now.
I'm sure women will probably be like, we didn't like it. Some motherfuckers be like, I loved it because I like to put it in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Probably, you know,
right.
Different stroke for different folks. Man.
Look. Cocktails with Carly says it was disgusting.
Shout out to Cocktails with Carly, man. She didn't hop in on the live stream, man, and joined us, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
She said it was disgusting, and right. But our society now has went from that to now that's acceptable. You know, when that came out, like you said in the 90s, that was kind of like a taboo song. Now that's in regular rotation. You know,
it's Put It in Your Mouth similar to WAP.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, I would say, yeah, you want somebody to put it in your motherfucking mouth. You feel me? So yeah, I personally think, like I said, overall, him talking to Durk, I think he's spilling it from a different type of time. With him being in jail for 20 years, he's seeing young boys come in and out, like he said, going to court, and then they come back, they done got 20 years, 30 years. He's seeing life get took out of niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Life getting took out of young niggas. And in that room, like, he was saying some real stuff. He like, man, a lot of y'all ain't even about to make it out this room. Like, and he's real. Like, a lot of you dudes are not even in, y'all really are about to be victimized. And like he said, the way the system is set up, the way that everything is just put up against you, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what's going on. And I think it goes way deeper than what we kind of discuss on our show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different shows. I think different shows for different folks.
But you were saying something off air though about different things that Wallo and Gilly have been through. I'm guessing because of Wallo doing that 20 years in prison, and Gilly obviously being a free man, signing Cash Money, and how he had been moving in the industry and shit. You know what I'm saying? What were you talking about, Donnie? If you don't mind elaborating a little bit on that.
I mean, I feel that, you know, Gilly already being in the industry, like I said, being a part of major figures, you know, at one point in time, you know, being a part of Cash Money and stuff of that nature, he's coming from an inside the industry perspective, right? So he knows the do's, the don'ts. Like, think about it, him and Nori, right? They know the do's and the don'ts. Joe Buttons, the do's and the don'ts. All these dudes, Fat Joe, everybody that we're naming that has a popping podcast right now are all industry guys in some type of way, right? So Wallo is not an industry dude. He just came home from prison. He's going through all this. Like, you can imagine how this stuff is probably blowing his mind, because he probably was in prison really trying to help young boys get they, especially later on, and probably like in his last 10 years in prison, trying to help young boys, preaching a certain message and doing all that. And knowing that even though his show, they give game on their show, they do all that, but knowing that his game falls on deaf ears. Like Woody, what game is you really giving? Like, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day? And I think that's the part that, you know, Gilly was just trying to console him on. Like, man, you know, you just need to, you know, fall back a little bit, man, because it ain't really nothing. It's not our place, you know?
Right. I ain't really get a chance to look at this whole interview, man.
But I think that's the most important part, you know, but, you know, that part, because Durk right now is in a current beef with NBA YoungBoy, and, you know, that's fueling, you know, just beef. Like,
I mean, he do have a lot of death and shit around him, don't he?
Yeah, facts. You know, recently his brother D thing just got killed. You know, King Von, all the niggas he's wearing on his neck, nigga, are dead. Like, you know, you just have to wonder, like, sometimes, like, you know, like, is some of this stuff just by coincidence, or is he really, you know, into sacrificing niggas? Because, you know, he went from the bottom, literally. You know, following Durk and watching, you know, how he got lukewarm, then fell all the way off, changed his hair blonde, and now he the hottest thing smoking. I mean, and 5 bodies later, right? So
one King Von part of Empire.
Facts. He was also a Lil Durk's artist, though. And he was hotter than Lil Durk.
You think so?
Facts. It's hotter than Lil Durk. Ask any young nigga. They fuck with Von. Von was that nigga, you know. And the crazy thing about Von is Von really got bodies. Durk just rapping that shit. So think about who the guy's gonna follow for real.
Why nigga earn stripes because he killed somebody? What is
that's just? I mean, I think honestly, it just shows that nigga. I mean, that installs fear. You know what controls people, right? Fear, money, and, you know, like, these are things that those are 2 controlling factors, dog. I feel like the 2 controlling factors that control human beings are money and fear. Those are the 2 things. And I think what Von had was fear. Like, nigga, if I killed one nigga, I'll put you in the dirt. You know, so I think if once people and take the guns away, that's like a nigga in the hood that you knew would whoop your ass. You knew this nigga he was the best nigga in the hood. He had the best hands. He would literally destroy you. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? There's niggas that were scared of niggas like that.
Yeah.
That was the Debo factor. That's Debo factor, right? That's where the character Debo comes from. You know, you scared of, you know, it's the fear. So I think that's why you got to think, man, it made sense for Durk to get King Von out the way. If he did, if he was ever linked to it, or, you know, if it ever came out later on down the line, it would have made sense, because he was on his way. Even though you would say, like, well, damn, he owns King Von, right? He put him on. Woo, he gonna be eating off him forever. Why would he take him out? Well, ain't he still eating off him now? Didn't he just put out his album that sold 65,000 first week?
Right.
Like, they got material, you know. Because think about it. If you was about to take this nigga off the board, Trav, wouldn't you have him in the studio 24/7 just recording shit? Just a whole bunch of music, just recording music. You know what I'm saying? Let him get as hot as he can and then off with his head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, off with his head.
Yeah, I had always thought that was a sacrifice for Durk, man. Me personally.
Yeah,
it was
think
just
about
so,
it.
It was just so odd.
And then,
you know
and
what
then
I'm
think
saying?
about it too. Mysteriously after that, right? After King Von's death, Durk is literally, you can literally say Durk might be the hottest rapper. Like, Drake is a superstar, right? He doesn't count.
Right now, Lil Durk, the hottest rapper.
The hottest rapper in the game right now.
Young boy, them the top two right now.
Right.
Lil Durk
Young
and
boy,
NBA Young boy.
Right. NBA Young Boy and the Baby drop an album the same week as King Von, and Lil Baby and them sold like 30-something thousand, and Young Boy, Von sold 65. I mean, even though that's first week, he could pick up later. And NBA Young Boy is dropping multiple projects. He got one coming with Quando Rondo. He got a solo project about to drop after that. So, you know, he got one coming with Rich the Kid. I don't know how Rich the Kid gets all these collab albums. Like he gets YB collab album. He gets a Lil Wayne collab album. Like, come on, man. Rich the Kid ain't even that hot. That's how you know. I don't know how he connected like that. Niggas fuck with Rich the Kid.
Niggas fuck with Rich the Kid.
Niggas fuck with Rich the Kid, Jack.
It's like niggas fuck with Sauce Walker.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, well, you know, Sauce Walker, he don't fuck with him and Young Thug. So you got to think, Young Thug and all them niggas is connected. So anybody that fuck with Young Thug really don't fuck with Sauce Walker.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So they got a little beef?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anybody that fuck, you got to think, like, you ain't gonna see a Durk with Sauce Walker. You ain't gonna see a 21. You ain't gonna see a Gunner. You'll see a Key Glock with Sauce Walker. You might see Kanye West pop up next to Sauce Walker. You know, these are all neutral parties, like, you know what I'm saying, in some type of way or fashion. Key Glock don't fuck with Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, you know, it is what it is.
Right. Hey, Don Peoples, I got something to ask you, man. It's a whole nother subject, but what do you think about this situation with YFN Lucci
and the stabbing,
getting stabbed, and saying that he needs to be released because he is concerned about his safety in Fulton County Jail?
Well, that's just Young Thug putting pressure on him. You know, that's just Young Thug putting pressure on him. You know, that's really what that is.
I think that's what that is. Young Thug got them hitters in Fulton County.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, get him, man.
Yeah, they put a bag on his head. I mean, the streets know that, you know. The bag has been put on YFN Lucci's head.
Do you think he should be released though, just because
I think
has a hit out on him?
This will fuck with his reputation if he does this. Like, if he gets released based on these ramifications, then you can't talk no gangster shit when you come out. You know, a lot of your lyrics, nigga, you talking that gangster shit and shit like that. You supposed to be this big Pyru blood and all that. Like, if them niggas put a bag on your head, you supposed to put a bag on their head. Like, that's just how that game goes. But, you know, he's talking about how these dudes is you know, doing the you know, like, basically like security and all that. The security guards and stuff is messing with them in the inside and all that type of stuff. Like, it's not like the security guards, I think they replied back, because I remember seeing somebody else talk about it. They said the security guards replied back like, homie gang banging in jail and doing all type of stuff. So he's not this, he's in general pop. And they said, listen, he's doing the most, right? He the big blood, and, you know, he's gang banging, he's doing all type of shit in there, acting like a savage. So they saying if it's all like that, then he can move to PC. You know? At the end of the day, but he can't come home based on that standard, though. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he can't come home based on the fact that, oh, these niggas ran him up out of there because niggas is stabbing him up and doing him dirty. Like, you got to hold your ground, man. And this is the other side of the game that these niggas don't really talk about. They don't talk about this side of the game where you're now, you know, in jail for what you done did. And you got to stand on all that shit you was talking about. Them lyrics, you got to stand on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing jail gonna make you do, especially when you go into them pods, bro. Because these pods are heavily gang infested, bro. heavily gang infested. You gonna
Yeah,
definitely state
yeah.
your name when you go into the pod, nigga. If we went into the pod, it's the same thing, bro. Like if you ain't got money, if you do something to where you gotta go upstairs, then and you gotta sit for a few days, then at the end of the day, bro, you might have to answer to that. You might have a couple of problems, man. That's just how the game go. You know, jail is heavily gang infested, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I think YFN Lucci, man, he in a tough situation. Now, would I be trying to get home if I was YFN? Absolutely. I'm not trying to be the super thug in jail. But at the same time, I'm not about to put myself in a situation to where I'm jeopardizing my money either. So it's a fine line. I would just say for medical reasons or something, I need to get out of here. You know, I'm claustrophobic. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be something like that. It can't be like, yo, these niggas running me out of here. I'm getting stabbed up. I'm getting beat on. It can't be like that, right? Because that lets you know. But we know who run the city as far as the rappers. Thug and them run the city, man. Like, when it comes to that, like, the entertainment side, we don't know some street legends. We ain't talking about none of the street. As far as entertainment, Thug can put pressure on any nigga in the industry in Atlanta.
I agree with you.
And within any jail in Atlanta. And that's just really what it is. And YFN I don't think it's money that long. You think about it. These niggas pushing P out here right now. That's the #1 song in the world, damn near. Like, their camp is getting money. He can send a 20-pack, 30-pack, 40-pack. They probably got a 100-pack on this nigga head, bro. Ain't no telling.
Yeah, ain't no telling, man.
They could have been sitting in the room. You know, you already know. You remember, we can't forget Young Thug nigga sent Pee Wee nigga to shoot at Wayne Van nigga. And Pee Wee just came home.
Allegedly.
So that's
all.
So all I'm saying is, it's not like Thug won't, you know, like he won't.
It ain't like he won't push a button.
Yeah, like he won't push a button, man. You know, I think they want to finish the job on YFN. I think that's what they on.
Yeah, man. I hope YFN Lucci be safe in them, man. I guess.
Well, it's another dude that's going in jail. What's up with your boy Jesse Smolik? What's up with the Smoller?
I don't know what's going on with Jesse, man. Well, obviously, we do know what's going on with Jesse, man. Jesse done got 150 days in Cook County jail. As a matter of fact, before I play this little clip, man, you were just saying something about you gotta find your set in jail, man. What you think? Jesse going to Cook County, man. What side you think he going to, man? You think he gonna try something, man?
Yeah,
like, I'm with y'all, because we all know we ain't even in Chicago, but we already know how Cook County jail is set up.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, he's gonna be in protective custody.
So you think he's
yeah. But I don't think we'll have a problem with Jesse being in PC. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, would you have a problem with Jesse being in PC? The only time we have a problem with dudes going to PC is when they portray that gangster life. If you're a civilian, hell yeah, you need to go in PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, if you are getting smoke and you're a civilian, you're not in a gang, you're not loyal to no set, you're only loyal to your family and making it home alive, right? Then if you're getting smoke, you need to take your ass to PC. That's anybody. Would you agree?
If it's bad, yeah, you need to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not in the gang, like you're not like
you're PC, like, you need to try to go to another dorm or something.
Something. Another dorm. It might travel though. It might travel. It might travel. You know, niggas switch dorm all the time now.
You need to get the fuck up out of there where you at.
But what I'm saying is,
go to jug or some niggas.
But what I'm saying is,
make you a shank.
Say that a nigga is in jail, right? And while he's in jail, he's getting pressure, right? And the pressure is crazy, and you got to do you got 4 months, 3 months, something light, but you ain't trying to get extra time by getting into it with niggas or whatever the case may be, and you already for whatever reason you're receiving this pressure. What are you standing up for? Like, if you're a 35-year-old man, 40-year-old man, and you're in there, like, what are you standing up for? Like, what is the point of acting or trying to?
You got to protect yourself.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself. So get your ass in the PC. if you're getting pressured like that, but what we about to see with Jesse, and this is something that we want to talk about. Jesse Why is he saying what he's about to say? Let's just play the clip. Like, this is the crazy part.
Do you have any questions?
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay. Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions?
What do you mean, Don Peoples? Is he saying he's not suicidal by he's not suicidal by getting himself in a position where now he's going to a very bad jail?
Right.
Because
like,
I'm just saying that because of how he said,
no,
if anything happens to me, he was like, it's not on him or some shit he just said. You heard what he said. It's kind of like, what you mean, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, when he's saying that he's not suicidal, I think that maybe he's saying that, man, they about to try some freaky shit on me, and I want to tell you right now, I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. Think about it, bro. Like, what does I got to do for what you just did? Like, for what you just did and what you're being sentenced for is for you lying and saying you got beat up and all that type of stuff, right? You lied under a grand jury. And so at the end of the day, what does that have to do with you being suicidal? Is the powers that be about to make him a sacrifice
or something? Right.
I mean, because he's saying it. Look, you hear that? He like, bro, I am not suicidal.
Yeah, he's saying if
like,
something happens to him, why he's
something
like
happened to him. Like, so what does that have to do with what he did, bro?
Yeah, I don't understand that myself, man.
And it's like, it's crazy, man, to me.
The gay Tupac.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what this guy is, man. He's
that's what he say he is. He say he's a gay Tupac. I mean, I don't understand how he's a gay Tupac, but I guess I could see what he's saying by he's being falsely accused of something. He's a black celebrity, a black music artist that's being falsely accused of something, and I guess Tupac was falsely accused of his his rape allegations or whatever, and he had to go to jail.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I agree with you on that part, but I think it's something more subliminal. You know what I'm saying? What does the suicidal have anything to do with it? Like, he's telling you, like, if something happens to me in there, like, he's letting you know.
And he dead serious too in the video.
Yeah. He's not playing. So, like, what is there? Is there something that? Yeah, bring that back. Let's look at it again.
Do you have any questions?
Look, he has talking about if you have any questions.
I am not suicidal.
See, ain't no question.
Okay.
That's a statement.
Suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect.
What do you think he means by if he did this, it means he stuck his fist in the fears of the black community and the LGBTQ community? What the fuck? I mean, I didn't really get that.
I don't know, man. It just seems like I just pay attention to words, right? And the one word that he said multiple times through this video is I'm suicidal.
It's almost like saying he stuck his fist in the fears. Yeah.
I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself.
So is this supposed to be a suicide? So
this
I'm
is
kind of leaning on what
him.
you're saying, Donnie. Like,
yeah. I mean, he's telling
about
you
to be
like
sacrificed or something.
He said, "Look," he said, "if something happens to me, look," he said, "Do you have any questions?" He's giving a statement, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like
he had something. He didn't have a question, but he had something to say.
Yeah. So look, he could have wrote a letter. Why was this so important to say these words? That look, if something happened to me, I did not do it to myself. I did not do it to myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the part that has me like, okay.
I mean, he could be saying that because of his sexual preference, because he is a gay black man. So maybe he feels like things are going to be bad for him, very bad for him in Cook County Jail, and he could die.
I just don't. I mean, I just don't feel like that's all the way it. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, do you know what I'm doing, my nigga? Jesse got to get the fuckery of the motherfucking week from me, dog. This is why Jesse is on the screen right now, because that face right there says fuckery to me. Now, the judge told you got 150 days for doing some bullshit, bro. You lied about somebody jumping on you and putting a noose around your neck, and now you're scared. Now you finna go to jail because you did some bullshit. You wasted a lot of people's time. And you tried to play with the fucking government, with the system, with the city of Chicago, with the police department. You tried to play with these folks. Now your ass got to do 150 days, but that ain't. Look, a lot of people can say that ain't no time. 150 days already sounds like a long ass time to me, my nigga. You know, I don't want to do 10 days.
I agree. Jesse does get the fuckery of he gets the fuckery of the show. But we got to pay attention to the subliminal. And also, I'm gonna tell you who's also gonna be in the same seat pretty soon. Meg the Stallion. Once it finds out that you lied about Tory, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. I'm telling you, we're gonna be talking about Meg the Stallion. She gonna get up and say, "I'm innocent." I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, so he can definitely get the fuckery. He can definitely get the fuckery. Yeah. Jesse, I think Jesse's in a bad place though, man, going in there. But I think he will go to PC. Jesse's not going to be in general population, man. The only ones that get clowned about going to PC, I think a lot of celebrities, when they go to jail, go to PC. The ones that don't are the ones that rap, like the gangster rappers. Other than that, I think a lot of celebrities go to PC.
Yeah, they go to some kind of
protective. PC.
Not even or some kind of confinement to where they just by themselves.
You know what I'm saying? That's definitely where Jesse's going. He's going to PC and not the P and P. You know what I'm talking about?
Got you.
Yeah, man. But y'all know what it is, man. Look, man, we appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in with us, man, on the live stream. I know some of y'all gonna see this on the replay or whatever the case may be. But we definitely appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in, man. Me and my nigga Trav, man, hear us talk some shit and swallow spit like we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Shit, I'm over here zoned out, man, trying to control shit in the background and shit. But we're gonna get this shit right, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all reach out to us, man, on Instagram at DeadBolt ATL, Facebook, and Twitter. We're trying to build that Twitter following up, man. So if y'all on Twitter, y'all know that's where it's popping at. And y'all make sure y'all go over there and hit that follow button, man, and check us out, man. Also, you can listen to our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. And of course, man, y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe, man, and hit that bell to turn on them post notifications. You know, shit down there somewhere, man. Down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I ain't mean to weigh the old some shit I need to throw away. But yeah, man. And y'all can also reach out to me personally on Instagram at the cool one. You know what I'm saying, man? You want to talk to Trav about something? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, holla at me, man.
Holla at me, man. Holla at me. Man. Also on IG, DeadBolt FMG. Y'all tap in, man, if y'all ever want to just tap in with a real one, man, and get my perspective on anything. Also, man, be, tapped in with my weeklies, man, that I'm dropping on the Let's Talk About It straight on this YouTube channel. So y'all know what it is, man. DeadBolt, gone.